Yes, welcome once again.
Yeah.
So yesterday we started the discussion on regression analysis, and we're able to look at the logic behind it. And what I want to do now before we go into multiple logistic regression, I want to rerun the data of yesterday we used for the simple regression, so that we look at the output together. I've sent the one we're going to use today to your email. Is Titanic. We're going to use for multiple logistic regression. Titanic, the file name is Titanic, SPSS file. This you can quickly download it now so that you can follow suit. So let me quickly run what we did yesterday. Binary logistic. The output is
CVD.
Yes, logistic obesity, covariate, and under the option I put limit and confidence interval.
5. That's all.
Yes, clarification cost of mean because the output is either 1 is 0. Anybody that is probability of belonging, probability of having the output, once it's above 0.5, 50%, it classifies as 1. Once it's below 50%, it classifies as 0. That's the that's what is there. You can see. Now, let's just run it. Let me share the output. So, Dr. Ikobo, look at the output.
I'm seeing it.
Sorry, because I was running something. Let me even cancel it. I was running something before that time. One thing with SPSS is that the output, if you are running from another thing, the output will just adding on. Let me close the output.
Yeah, it will just continue.
Added to it, there is another thing. So let me just rerun it now.
Understandable.
Let me just rerun it.
Go back. Regression. Yes. Binary logistic.
Yes. This is the output. This is the output of yesterday. It started. What it will do is that even it's a simple regression, but it first of all start beginning block. It will first of all tell you what it will be if there is no X, that is what Y is. That's the first block 0 begin block. So
block 0.
Block 0. Look at the variable in the equation. It's only the constant. Can you see? You know that the constant is the intercept. It's the value of Y when X is 0. When X is not there.
When X is 0.
It's not there, yes, it's 0. So if you look at it, it's only the constant. And from what I can as well show you this so that we can be alternating between this output and the slide I showed yesterday. Let me just show you the slide also so that you see the way it works. Let me just show you the slide also so that I can be moving between the slide and the output. Because it is a workshop, so you need to understand the logic. So here, there's one thing I didn't add here that I now eventually added. Look at this, where we solve the same. So for Y without X, that is Y without X. For this one, Y without X now. So if you remember, the total is 1,000. 106 have cardiovascular disease, 894 did not have. So without X, without looking at factor responsible, you can have the output as 106 out of 1,000. So if you have to calculate the probability of having it will be 106 over 1,000. The probability of not having it is 894 over 1,000. If you pay 106 over 1,000 divided by 894 over 1,000, if you change this 1,000, you cancel 1,000, it will become 106 over 894. That is
894.
Yes, probability over 1 minus probability. So that will be what is here. So if you put 106 over 894 And now look at it, 106 divided by 894. And if you now do
take
the
the logarithm,
natural logarithm of that, it will give you minus 2.132132. And that is what you saw there, the constant. Is that one? That is zero block. That is, we have not considered x. You just use the value of y, the outcome, to generate that. And that was exactly what the SPSS first of all did. What you saw. The output, look at it. This output, minus 2.13, that is logarithm of 106 over 894. That is block 0, x at not scored. That's why I say variable not in the equation is this obesity. They didn't put the obesity in this equation. And if you calculate the antilog of this is the regression coefficient. It's constant, B0. You calculate the antilog of it, it gives you 0.119.
Exponent.
Exponent. That is the hot ratio. So that was the one the Professor Tokyo was asking yesterday. You know, that one is just, say, well, how do you interpret? That one is just for you to just know, because it's not going actually into the interpretation.
So you said the exponential B is the odd ratio. Is that what you said?
Yes, now odd ratio. That's the odd ratio.
The antilog. It's the antilog now.
That's the exponential is antilog of B. If you have the antilog of this value, it gives you 0.119. That is the odd ratio.
Okay.
Odd ratio is antilog of B, of regression coefficient. You know, the logic is that minus 2.132 is increase in the log hot per unit increase in x. Though this one is increasing the value of log hog when x is 0, the value of log hog when x is 0. And this is the antilog. Because you cannot interpret it the way you cannot interpret B the way you interpret it in linear regression. That's why it's converted
in linear.
Yes, be converted to hot ratio. For you to say it's going to be how many times is it likely to be in this group. So it makes sense with odd ratio. So it doesn't make sense for you to use beta and B.
Log odds.
Yes, which is the log hog. So interval it doesn't make any meaning. So that's why when you change it to odd ratio, it has meaning. So now, when you now come to block B1, that is now you already bring X, block 1 rather, you already bring one variable. I said this is omnibus test of model coefficient. If you remember the log, the way we calculate log likelihood odd ratio. Likelihood odd ratio. Likelihood odd ratio. It's the same way you calculate this. You remember when you calculated log likelihood. Let me show you now. Let's go and run chi-square for the same data. It will bring it the value 9.559. Because this one is trying to test that as this X make improvement in prediction of Y. So in other way, we're just looking at the relationship between X and Y. Is it significant? And you look at it, it's significant. Let me just do it now. Let's use crosstab, normal cross tabulation.
Crosstab.
Yes, crosstab rather. Crosstab to calculate the chi-square. You see, crosstab, obesity is the row, CVD is the column. You come here, just say chi-square. That's all we need here, nothing else. So look at the result here. Can you see what is the likelihood ratio chi-square? 9.559. Look at the p-value 0.001. The degree of freedom 1. P-value 0.002. Can you see? It's the same value you see up here. Can you see? Look at it. 9.559. The degree of freedom 1. The significant one is 0.002. It's the same chi-square. Just testing. You may begin to say, okay, the logistic regression is close to it, but it's not the same thing. Now, there are two things. when it comes to multiple logistic, and when it comes to exposure that is not categorical, the chi-square cannot bring it out for you. That's how the logistic regression is superior to them. And that's the essence of doing the logistic regression. When you are talking of odds ratio, you can use 2 by 2 table to calculate odds ratio. But you cannot use 2 by 2 table to calculate odds ratio when the predictor is continuous. It's not categorical. You cannot do that. So that is the logic, that is the advantage of the logistic regression. Now, this model summary is trying to see what our R square is doing the other time when we say we want to know how good is the model. Here we have two things here: log likelihood and cos R square. We have two types of R square: cos and snare R square, nagekake and kaki R square. Both of them, they call them pseudo R square because they are not actually R square. They are not got it from correlation. No, R square is due from you can get it from correlation, but this one is not actually a different way. But try to do the same thing that one is doing, and that's why they call it pseudo R square. It's pseudo R square. So there are many different. You have one mark with finding pseudo R square, but we have two types that expression is showing here. Showing. So it's just trying to show. Look at it now. This one is telling you that 10% between 1% or 1 to 1.9% of the outcome variable is due to exposure variable. So, but though it does see it's not as powerful as the real R square for this thing.
The real coefficient of determination.
Yes, for you cannot use it the way you are using it.
Linear.
Yes, for linear technique. The Oman and Lemeshoff test, this also is chi-square test. It tried to show that if this Lemeshoff test, if it is 1, it means that there's improvement. That is, if the peak value, if the peak value is not significant, it's close to 1. That shows that the
model,
the fit is good.
Okay.
But if it's significant, statistically significant, that shows that the fit is not good. Can you see? It is not good. But this one now, for the fact that chi-square is 0, that shows that the significant will be 1. So that shows that it's good. It's good. And then this is the contingency table that is showing it. The Lemeshoff, it tried to compare the observed and expected. If you look at it, it's the same observed that is expected, the same observed that is expected here. For the logistics, yes, observed, expected. This one, all of them is the same. So that's why the chi-square. Actually, that what you observe, what you expect. So now the classification table. This classification table is trying to see the difference between the observed and the predicted. To see if able to how many is able to predict correctly. So overall now it's able to predict 89.1. This one now, sensitivity is 100%, specificity is 0. So the percentage overall prediction is 89.4.
Prediction.
Yeah, that's good. So look at
a good fit.
Yes. Look at the variable. Look at it. You remember we calculated this coefficient, but the coefficient for the obesity is this. The coefficient for the constant is this. I will show you how we, on the other slide, how we calculated it with hand. So now, what this 0.658 is saying is that whenever any person that is obese, the increase in the log HOD for Y is 0.658 log Y. So log HOD of Y. So it's cumbersome. How do you, because your language is not in the logarithm, something is in the normal something. So to change back for you to be able to interpret very well, you know, This 0.658,
Exponential.
that is increase in the log of y per unit change in hertz. Per unit, that is per unit increase in hertz. So it's a ratio. Though it looks like, well, it has unit anyway, it may not be ratio, but the issue there is that it's per unit. That is why when you now change it to, you calculate the exponential, anti-log of this, it give you 1.93, which is the odd ratio. So what is not telling you, the people that are obese are 1.93 times more likely to
have CVD.
CVD, thank you. The people that are obese, they are 1.3 more likely to have CVD, 1.39. And the confidence interval is not crosswalk. So that is very significant. If you remember, when we use stratified analysis, we first of all did the crude something. It did the odd ratio 1.39 also. And it was significant like this. So the only thing that let's add that age category. Let's do age with it. So it will be like two multiple regression. So that let's see control for that age, the confounder. Let's control for that age. The one we did with analysis. If you go and run it.
Regression, binary logistic.
Let's just add
binary logistic.
Let's just add age. Age, I put age plus. I put 50 plus. 50 plus. Let's just run it. Can you see? Can you see the obesity? Can you see the obesity now? It's almost, if you remember, can you see now? It's no more significant. If you remember, when we control for age in stratified analysis, it's the same thing that happened. When we did the case where the p-value was around 0.065 like this. I don't know if you remember. But if you look at it now together, now the age on its own, the age on its own is significant, but the obesity is no more significant. Try to say that it is the age that confounded for the obesity, because as the people go older also, they are more likely to have cardiovascular disease. It may not be because they are obese. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. So, Dr. Ekobo, is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now, let's
just a question before you leave there.
Okay.
Hello?
Sir.
Hello?
I'm listening, sir.
I mean, adding age is like a second independent variable.
Yes,
so is it still proper to use binary logistic? Is it not multinomial now?
No. The issue of multinomial has to do with the outcome we are measuring. How many categories does it have? Yes, I mean now. You know, here now is CVD, yes or no. 2 categories. If let's say it's something that has 3. Okay. So the possible outcome of CVD is 2 we have. That won't make it binary. Yes, I'm now. So the has nothing to do with the exposure. The exposure, that one we just added 2 exposure. That is multiple. We have just done multiple binary regression now. Multiple. It says that the predictor are more than 1. Is it clear, sir?
Yes, it is. But it's like the multinomial has more than 2 outcome variables.
Okay, don't worry. No. But this is 2 outcome. Yes. But it is still 2 outcome variable we have now. Is the exposure that you have increased to 2 now. Even the multinomial, not that it has 2 outcome variables, it's only 1 outcome, but the possible value of those of the outcome variable, they are more than 2. That's
so I thought. Yes, I thought that's what multinomial is. Okay, when the possible outcome is more than 2, Abi?
Yes.
Sir. Okay.
So I want to
then the binary is 2.
Yes. Look at multiple logistic. Okay, no. Multinomial, yes. Multinomial logistic regression, the exploratory variable. No, sorry, it should be explanatory. The explanatory variable
is dummy coded.
Yes, matrix variable is dummy coded into multiple of one whole variable. There is a variable of all category but one. There's a okay. If there are m category, there will be one m minus one dummy variable. I'm just trying to explain. When you have, instead of you having CVD, yes or no, you may say that if you say you maybe let's say something like socioeconomic status now, upper, middle, lower is the outcome. If our outcome variable is socioeconomic status and is upper, middle, lower, it's not upper and lower. If it is upper and lower, that's binary. But if it is upper, middle, and lower, that will be multinomial. If it's the outcome, it's still one variable, but the possible value it can have, that is, if I see you now, you either belong into any of the three. You're either in the upper class or lower class or middle, but no one can be in both at the same time. If this is the same variable, socioeconomic status is one variable, but the outcome, the possible outcome, you can either be
can take any of three values.
Exactly. If you can take only any of the two, that would be binary. But if you take more than two, that's multinomial. If it is 3, if it is 4, if it is 5, that's multinomial.
Please, sir. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, so for example, now, if like in this case of ethnicity, now you're saying is for if for the multinomial now to be upper, middle, and lower. But I've seen cases where
I don't want you to use. You know why I don't want you to use ethnicity now? Because ethnicity, I don't know. Ethnicity cannot be hardcore.
So, socioeconomic, I mean, sorry, socioeconomic, sir.
Okay, yes, okay. Go to okay.
Sorry, I meant socioeconomic.
Okay.
So, if, for example, let's say low socioeconomic class, maybe is associated with poor nutrition, and let's say you're looking at nutrition now, because I've seen cases where when they are trying to run a logistic, they collapse so because the one of importance is the low. Let's say the low has been tied to nutrition now, while the middle and the high.
Middle and upper together, and now compare with the
low.
Thank
you.
And because the reason they do
that,
the multinomial is more difficult to interpret.
I see.
So that people now prefer to use binary.
Binary.
Even when we do all this your health education, when we may say that good, fair, poor, but when we want to run the logistic, if we want to run food ratio as the outcome, that would be multinomial. But we now make it just a good, not good. We now collapse the fair and poor and say good, yes, no. So to make it binary, to make it easy. But we can as well run it together like that. That would be multinomial. But when you are now coding that one, the way you're going to code it that you may now make the poor as the reference. So if there are 3 categories, you now do dummy for good, do dummy for fair. You remember the way we did dummy now for that cases of Viagra, libido stuff.
So for example, okay.
Yes, you do. Okay. That was what I was saying in this slide. If there are m category, that would be m minus 1 dummy variable.
Minus 1 dummy variable.
If there are 3 categories, you now do 2 dummies. Yes, I mean now. There are 3 categories, do 2 dummies. Because one of the category will be the reference. You now do dummy for the other 2 categories. Don't worry, we have similar thing here. No, actually they do, yes. I think yes. I think did I do it like that? I think yes. We have similar.
Because I really want to understand how they do it.
No, don't worry. Okay, let's go. Let's open the data. Have you downloaded the data itself? Let's use it. Because I did it there. The data itself is one we created the dummy there. The Titanic data. Have you opened it? Have you downloaded it? I sent a data set.
I just downloaded it.
So you can share it. Let's look at it. Download it and share it. Let's look at You have downloaded it, right? Oh, you have done.
Yeah, it's just downloaded. I want to.
Yeah, save it.
I've downloaded it.
And share it. You know what you say? You share it now. Open your share it. You can even go there and just double click on it. If it's SPSS 25 you have, automatically it will open it to the SPSS. So that we look at it. There is a variable that is we did dummy there. So we will look at the weight. Right there.
I'll just I join.
Oh, you share my own.
Okay, you can share. I don't waste time because I've
Okay.
opened my own already.
Okay. Okay.
If you can share it now, so we get on.
Yeah, I want to share it. Yeah, this is the data. Can you see it? Somebody,
Yes, sir.
This is echoing my voice. Dr. Kobo, or Ugo, it's like your own. Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
Yes. Now, somebody is making, who's this is making? It's Prof. Someone consider as shouting in your background. Yes. Look at this data set you have here. Is the data set for the people that were involved. There are people, about 2,228 people that were in the Titanic ship that sank in 1912. And later, people were able to get data for about 1,309 of them. So these 309, look at their names and many other things. This is the data. And the class, we have 3 classes there. The class, I wouldn't know, maybe whether they are dealing with socioeconomic class or the class inside the ship. We have first class, second class, and third class. That is ship. And now, the outcome of interest we want to look at is the survive. People that survive, people that didn't survive. Survive, not survive. This you can see variable now. Survive is coded as 1, not survive is coded as 0. Let me just show you. Look at it. Survive. 1, survive. 0, not survive. The class here also coded first class, second class, and third class. 1, 2, 3. Where they are coded. Then we have the sex. Though the sex is string here, but I have already created dummy for the sex. Other variable of interest is people, maybe they have a number of accompanied siblings and spouses, or number of accompanying parents or children. People that have some people accompany them, or people that have no people accompany them. We want to look at the factor that may be responsible for determining survival. So for you to be able to have a feel of it, what I first want to do is to just run few of them. You see, let me just run about 4 variables here for you to have a mental picture of how it is. So I'll just run the frequency. Let me just run the frequency, a few of them. Let's look at the class. Let's look at the that survive or not survive. Look at the sex. Then look at the, let's look at, yes, the traveling alone or traveling with somebody. Yes. So I think these 4, let's just look at these variables. Let me share the results. You see, you look at the first class, 24.7 in first class, 21.2 second class, 54.2. Though you know there are, I'm sure they didn't get all the data. The data they were able to get out of 2,228 people on board. It's only data from 1,309 we were able to get information from. And they have, you know, both people that die and people that didn't die among them, the one they got. So now you see the percentage in each class, see the survivor here. And out of the 1,309, 38.2% survive, 61.8% did not survive, die. Sex. So there are more male in the data set we have here, 64.4, female 35.6%. And the last one, traveling with family or not, or alone. If we have 519 traveling with family, we have 790, 60.4% traveling alone. Now, another thing you may want to know before you can make your decision on doing the regression is to now cross-tabulate to see which one, you know, cross-tabulate this variable with survivor to really know the percentage survivor for each category. So if you want to do that, analyze, cross-tab, the outcome variable is survive or none. That will be the column. So we want to see the sex, we want to see the class, we want to see whether traveling alone or with somebody, family member. Let's just look at that. So let's look at, well, you don't need, what I want to emphasize there is I want us to see the percentage of the people that survive. What I'm interested in is this row percentage in each category. I don't know, we are seeing the output, right? Can you see the output?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes. For the first one, this sex with survivor, you see statistically significant. Which one, who survive more? Is it male or female that survive more? When you look at percentage per survivor now.
Will be the.
Are we looking at it?
It seems like
more female survive.
Female.
Yes, more female survive, yes.
Okay.
More female. You can see what is the percentage of female that survive?
72.
72%.
Yes, 72.7. Yeah, they are great. So why 19.1% survive among men? So female survive more. Then let's look at the class. So let's look at the class survivor.
Okay, so the class that survived the most were the first class.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had the first class followed by second class. Okay.
Yeah. So first class survivor, 61.9 of first class survivor. Then 43% of second class and lower class 25.5% of them survive.
Okay.
So you can see survivor increases with socioeconomic class.
And where we are sitting too.
Yes, I think that's it. You know, some where we are.
That is the class.
First class.
The first class is the last up there, so they will survive.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's not like where they were sitting like a boss. So what really
I know
like
that is the level. The level of the
first class is on top.
The first class will be at the topmost.
Yes, yes. So when the ship now sank,
The people in the lowest
will be the
level
ones to go first.
died more, followed by the second class before the water now go to the first class, which is
that's not the logic. Oh. It's not like a bus that has accident and what really happened was that if you have watched the documentary, we have watched it many times. Me and my wife, we have watched it. What really happened is that you know, number one, there are few rescue boats. The boats were very, because they believed that it was unsinkable. They didn't even bother to put enough lifeboats. So they just put only few lifeboats in the Titanic. So normally they will have furnished it with a lot of lifeboats. They didn't believe that it's unsinkable, and few lifeboats were there. So, and apart from the life jacket also were not enough. I don't know what it is, because I think the life jacket also were not. Normally, people will have gotten life jacket. Life jackets were not enough also. It's another thing. So when it didn't happen now, it's the influential people that will first of all get all those in life jacket that likely enter into lifeboat. And they also make a proclamation that they should save women and children first. So that was what led to more women surviving. So they gave consensus to women and children, and also the high socioeconomic class people also, that in the first class, they were able to, more influential, save themselves. You're going to see another factor that also led to the something is that traveling together or traveling with family members. Look at it. Which one survive more?
Those that traveled with family survived more.
Yes, when you travel with family, because somehow, when you travel with, you are able to get influence. Because if you are not influential, somebody that you know somebody, you can come and take you. Because what really happened, the few lifeboat, they were regulating people that people want to jump. And some people wanted to jump, they shoot them. They were shooting them. Because the lifeboat were not enough. They know that if everybody go into the lifeboat will sink also. So the high class people, the crew, apart from the captain usually sink with, the captain was with the engine down till the thing sank. So the captain was, but some other people, member of the crew, they escaped. They escaped, they joined the lifeboat, the lifeboat, they lower it down. So many people want to know, some guys that people that, and most of the women don't struggle, but they give women's consensus that they should give, let the women and children go. So some men wanted to, they will shoot them because they wanted to jump to go and meet the lifeboat. No, they were shooting them because they know that if they catch up with the lifeboat, everybody will sink. So that was the issue. So I think now, from this now, I want to go, let me go to the data editor window. That you see, the classroom, you can rank it. If I want to rank it now, I can rank it. If I want to use the ranking, I can use the first class and rank it as, opposite, and rank it as number 3 and give it more weight. Second class, I can do that. Or create a dummy, which I did. You see, is that dummy I want us to discuss now, because we were talking about creating dummy. If you look at it, look at the class now. What we now did.
No, we can't see you. Have you moved?
Okay, maybe let me reshare. Don't worry. Can you see? Can you see now? Can you see it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So look at the dummy I create for the male, female dummy. This female dummy, the 1 is female, 0 is male. Traveling alone, the 1 is traveling alone, 0 is family member. Traveling with a family member, the one that is 1 is opposite of this. The one that is 1 is traveling with family member. So now, because I know we have run in and discovered that people that travel with family members survive more. We are going to use the dummy traveling with family member, where you make it 1. Then alone, family alone will be 0 there. Then class, can you see first class and second class? Can you see now? Because there are 3 classes, we now make, because first class survive more, second followed by second class, the last class, third class survive this. So I now make the third class the reference. So we now create dummy for the dummy for first class now. The first set of people are the first class, they are 1. The rest are second. For this first class dummy now, the first set of people are first class there, coded in 1. The remaining one that are 0 are second class and third class. For the second class dummy now, this one, can you see? This first you see 0 now, that are the first class there. The second class are this one that are 1. The remaining one, either first class or third class, they are 0. That's where you create dummy. So in the implication of this, that for these 2 dummy now, all the third class are 0. But for first class dummy, the first class will be 1, everything will be 0. For the second class dummy, second class will be 1, everything will be 0.
So the reference here is the third class.
Yeah, it's the reference here. You not create dummy for it. You not create dummy for it.
No, that's
Are you still confused about this creating dummy? Because we demonstrated.
No, this is very clear. Now, this is where my main work is. That thing, that logistics. That's I know I need to understand that step. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Dr. Ikoba, do you understand it? Is it clear? Is it not there?
So once you now
go on.
So once you now have this, you will now enter it into. So I'll now do it that way, like the analyze.
Yes. So let's run the analysis one by one now. Let's run it. Okay. Let's first do simple regression for each of them. So let's look at it.
But hello, before we run this thing,
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me? Before we run it, looking at these statistics, I cannot differentiate which one is a dependent and independent variable here. Everything is just together.
The dependent variable is survive now. In the dependent variable, the outcome variable is either somebody survive or not. All those other ones, they are independent, they are the factors. We want to know what determines if somebody survive or not that day.
Okay.
The dependent variable is survive or not survive.
Okay.
Please, sir, just to find, I'm ask one more thing. So, like if we're looking at it now, somebody who has done research and is analyzing their data, for you to now have selected all these, all those ones you selected, like in this Titanic ship, to create dummies for, you would have seen that they were significant from bivariates.
Yes,
or
yes.
almost significant.
Exactly.
Okay.
There, yes, there you can see. No, where even not see you significant, then you just see a pattern. Yes, significant or almost significant.
Almost significant. Okay.
Yes. And if you look at it, there are some other variables there that are not complete. You cannot use them for much analysis. That's why you just leave them. That's why you just select. Because this is a record they got from the manifest. If you can call it manifest. Yeah, some people got the record. If you look at all the name of this 1,300 something, they are there. It's 1,309 people. All their names are here. Those ones they were able to get out of 2,228. So out of the 200, so they were able to get this name. You know, the issue there is that some people are crew member. Those ones they may not readily get their particular. Details. You know, in ship there have been some people, the captain and people working. They are people working there. Most of the people they got their details are people that are passenger, people that are boarded. You know, where they have captured their information. But you know, in ship, in the big ship like that, a lot of people are staff. A lot of people will be staff. They are not actually people that passengers. Yes, they are staff. So I'm sure all this information about the passenger. So some of those other people that they cannot get are staff. So, and I want to be sure.
Please, can you re-explain how? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. How you created dummies for the class? You know, there are 3 classes. How did you create dummy for the 3 classes?
That was the last. Okay, let me go back there. That's what I did was that. Okay, what I did was that very simple. Let me go to Excel. Let me just open an Excel and demonstrate it so that you see it. Because.
But it can be done as a recording in SPSS as well.
Yeah, it can be.
Isn't it possible?
Where it can be okay. You want it like that way. Which I want to do is there are different ways. I just want to show you the way I did it. So there are different ways.
Fine.
So because the way
No
I
problem.
move it, because sometimes recoding, yeah, you can record it. That one I did in FA is faster. You know, if it is only 2 category, are you following, sir?
Yes, yes.
If it is only 2 category, maybe only 2 category. If that is only 2 category, you just want to create one dummy. It is easier with the just select with the SPSS. It is more straightforward. But when it is more than 2 category, it takes longer time. Sometimes I can decide to use Excel. If you want to use the method, I think the best way is to do. You can do it even there side by side and be putting it back. Sometimes it's easier with Excel. So look at what I did.
Next time.
So you are seeing it now. You are seeing this thing. I go to the class is the first variable. After I make sure that I sort, because you make sure you sort your data as sending order, sort it with serial number so that you don't mix it up. The way I got the data, they don't have serial. It means that after putting the data in Excel, I now created serial number. So that if I'm trying to work on it, I will not mix it up. Now, you copy that first class. Can you see now? I just copy, click on the title, it will highlight everything. You right click and copy.
Okay.
So if you now move to an Excel, let me share the Excel I've opened. Look at an Excel. Can you see the Excel now?
Yeah.
Yes, I will paste it here. Can you see now? I pasted it.
Yeah.
If you scroll down now, everything, can you see? Up to 1,003.
Or whatever.
Yes. Now, it's good to put this, to put serial number, because that's what will help me. I can as well go and paste, because since I've created serial number, because instead of me wasting my time, I can as well copy the serial number from that place also.
And paste it there.
Yes, and paste even. I will even copy both of them. Can you see? I can well copy those serial, since they are side by side, serial number and the class, and copy it. So you are seeing the Excel now, and now put it in Excel like this. Can you see? Now, so what I will now do now is that, but the serial number may not need you. If you look at it, if you scroll down, you see that the way they even enter the data, the first 317.
First class.
323. 323 are first class. Can you see? They put 11111. Then from that to 600 are second class. For 601 to the 1,600 are the third class.
Class.
Now, can you see now? From that place for 324 to 600. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see?
Second class.
Second class. So what I do now, since I want to use top class as the dummy. I will now say as the reference. What I will do, I will just say for first class. I will not. The first dummy will be for first class. So all I need to do is just to drag this one to all where the first class ends. Now I coded it as 1.
First class.
Can you see now? It ends here. Can you see? Every other thing will be coded as 0. From there, every other thing from there will be coded as 0. You understand me now? Because that dummy is for first class. Only first class is coded as 1.
As 1,
Yes. So I want to do the second dummy for second class. If this second dummy is for second class, the first class, which is from 1 to 3 or something, will be 0. From 1 to 323. Where it ends. Can you see up to this place? Will be 0. So the second class is from here. It will be 1 for it, because that dummy is for first class. I will now second class. I will now do it up to the 600 where the second class ends.
Ends.
Yes. Can you see? Here. Here, can you see? So that's the third class there will be 0 because if for this this is for because the dummy is for second class, so only second class will be 1. Every other thing will be 0.
1. Every other thing is 0.
Yes, I finish it. I can go and just copy it. Since I didn't even change the serial, why I usually copy serial number in case, let's say I sorted. If I sorted before I do it, I have to resort back so that it doesn't miss the order inside the data. I will just copy these two. I go and paste. Can you see now? That's how I do it. So what you say also, you can as well do the dummy inside the SPSS. If I want to do the dummy inside the SPSS, I can decide. This is what I will do. If I want to do the terminal, I can create the dummy beside this first class. You know what I will do? I will go to header from there. You know, I will create new variable, 2 new variables beside this, inside variable after the class. Can you see now? I will now call it first dummy. First
dummy, okay.
Dummy. I don't want to
dummy.
And that's the second dummy.
Dummy.
So whatever you can call first class dummy or whatever. So when the dummy, so it's numeric. So when I come here now, can you see? You know I've created now is empty. Can you see? Are we following? It's empty.
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
I will now do is that since this dummy is for first class, and all the first class I want to make it 1. I'll just type 1 here. And
1.
I'll now copy it. I will now select, copy that one, and now select down up to where first class ends. No, because I'm looking at this, yes, where it ends. It ends here. I will now paste. Can you see? So I will now type, you know, the will be 0. I will type 0, I copy, now select the remaining and paste 0 there. I've created the dummy for
0.
For the
first class.
Yes. Yes. For the second class, I will now, the dummy is for second class. You know that it's only the second class that will be
1.
1 there.
1.
So I first start with 0 for all those ones that are first class. 0 until it ends. It ends here. And now the other one will be 1. For the one that are second class,
the rest
will be 1, not the rest. Not that, because the third also is third class will be 0 also. It ends here. So the remaining one will be 0. That's the third class will be 0 for it. So in the implication of that is that in the dummy, all the dummy you create, the reference, any category that is in the reference category will be 0. The one they are chosen, because here now in third class we are chosen as reference category. Anything under the third class will be 0. For the 2 dummy. That's all. That's how I created it. Is it very clear? If you look at it,
I think it's better in SPSS.
I created at the last one here. That was where I didn't want to put it beside. I want to put it at the last. That's why I want to generate in Excel. Then for you to do it with other, if they are not far, you can see it. You can create beside it. You can decide to create it beside it. No problem. Whichever way. Does it make sense? But if let's say it's only one,
it's clearer.
It's only 2 categories now. That one is easier. Just select the variable. If it's all today, it just create it for you. Just label it. So when it is 2 categories, it's very like now when I created dummy for the female, because if you look at the male female, they enter it like that there. I just select, look at what I did for the female. The way I created dummy for the female. I just see. You see, data, select cases, and I say, you now click on if, and I put sex. Equal. You know the sex there is written, is string, is not the sex there is written as you just type it there, male, female, male, female, male, female. That's the way they type it. They didn't put one. So if I just put male, it will not take it. You know why? Look at it. Can you see? They refuse to take it. Because when something is string, well, you know, you have to, for you to, when you see equal to, what you do is that you now do either double quotation mark or one. It doesn't either single quotation or you either use any of them. I just click that quotation mark. Now, before I put male there, and I'll close it with the quotation mark. It is selected. Can you see? It will go. Can you see now? It will go. So you can now go to data editor window. Can you see that it has cancelled out female? It selected male. So if you go to your data editor, you go to seal the filter. Can you see the filter? Says male. Can you see? That was how I created. I just changed the name because it has already said the male 1, female 0. Can you see? Very fast. If it is a female, I want to check. It's the same thing. You know, I told you the other time. If you select, let's assume that just say sex. You can use double to quotation mark instead of single. It doesn't really matter. Shift double type female. Close with the double. Either single or double, it will do. Yes, I mean now. Select. Has selected the female for you. You go to data editor window and variable view. Can you see? Female, you want selected. So I think, let me clear it. I think you understand the way we create the dummy now. Any question? Any question?
It's just getting the principle.
Yes, the principle. Now, let's go and run it now. Let's start with, let's just run simple regression for each of them. Analyze, regression, binary, logistic, dependent variable 5.
Survive.
Yes, let's first start with, let's start with sex, right? Let's start with sex. Female, we know that female survive more than male, so it makes sense. Let's just use female dummy. Because if you use male dummy that survive less, your odds ratio will be less than 1, it will be 0.
Negative.
But if you use the one that is more likely to survive, it will give you odds ratio greater than 1. So use female because female survive more. So, okay, I'm going to put the lemon measure. Let's just put confidence interval of odds ratio. Let me share the output. Can we see? We don't need to, we have gone through all these rudimentary. Let's just go to the answer straight. Can you see? Look at the odds ratio. What can we see there?
11. Fine.
11. So
11.
Yeah, the women
11.3.
are 11 times more likely to survive than the men. Can you see? So 11 women are more likely to survive 11 times more than the men. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the class. Let's look at the class.
So can you do the male dummy? Let's see what it will give us.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay. It will give you every other thing except the odd ratio that will be different. Every other thing will be the same. Can you see? The odd ratio is 0.088. Now look at every other thing. Look at this thing, minus 2.425. For the male zone, it's going to be plus 2.425. Let's see. Look at the male zone here. Can you see? It's from 2.425. But the female on 2.425 is positive because they are more likely to survive. So the beta, the regression coefficient is positive. It's the same regression coefficient. Because if you say 30% of the people that survive is male, definitely the opposite 70% will be female. So they are mirror image. So if you look at it, look at the same thing. Look at the this thing. The only thing is they are constant and different, but you look at their regression coefficient. It's the same. One will be positive, one is negative. Look at even the standard error, was statistic, even the p-value, the everything be the same. It will be the same. Can you see? Look at the word statistic, everything. But the p-value, but the odd ratio will be different. Because the odd ratio will be the opposite. I don't know if it makes sense. Ugo, have you downloaded your this thing now? I want one of you to share so that we can be running together.
So, sir, we should not interpret this odds ratio of the male. We should interpret that of the female.
Yes, you know, instead of you saying that female, instead of you say that male are less likely to survive. Why won't you say that female are more likely, 11 times more likely to survive? Why won't you say that one? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, sir.
Yes, I do. But if we want to say this one, we will say that males are 0.8 times.
Okay.
0.8 times less likely to survive.
Look at the odd ratio for the female. You see 11. Calculate the reciprocal of that one and calculate. It's the same. If you calculate the reciprocal, it gives you the same. If you say 1, you can calculate
over 11.3.
11.307. It gives you 0.0088, which is the same thing with the odd ratio of the male. Can you see? And if you calculate the reciprocal of the odd ratio of the male, it gives you the odd ratio of the female. You understand now? So if you want to say it, you may say that you can calculate the reciprocal 1 over it and say that male are 11 times less likely, 11 times less likely to survive. You understand me now?
Yes, sir.
But it will make more sense to say that, well, so that you say that female are 11 times more likely. Instead of people say, you know, some people you say, I say, what he did is not unconnected with what happened. You say what he did is connected with what happened. Say it's not unconnected. You know, you are using two negative things, just love judging. It's not unconnected with what it's connected. So it's the same thing. Instead of saying that the male are 11 times less likely, just say that female are 11 times more likely to survive than male. Because they are reciprocal. Does it make sense, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
That's great. So now let's run for the let's do for
We run for class.
Yes.
I think we'll run for class.
Let's run for class.
I will.
Error for that. So, but if you want to put, you have to put the two classes, the dummy at the same time. So it's from the same variable. You must put them at the same time. Otherwise, you get different. Because if you go and put, if you put it together now, it tell you how many times first class is more likely to survive than third class, and how many times second class is more likely to survive than third class. But if you go and do it separately, if you do it separately for the first class, now, it will tell you how many times first class is more likely to survive more than second class and third class. If you do second class separately, it will tell you how many times is more likely to survive than both first class and third class. Can you see now?
Third class.
So it will give you different, confuse you.
Interpretation.
So whenever you create a very dummy for one variable, you must run those dummy together simultaneously. Yes, you must know there is the same variable. You must not separate it. Okay, we are going to explore it now. Let's
Okay.
Ask
You
your
were
question.
saying that because and I wanted to just that's the statement you said, because if you run it singly, you said the first class. I think once you can just say that statement.
Don't worry, don't let us say anything. Let's run it now. We go and run it like that. So let's first see this result. And we are going to do it like that. When you do it, you're going to see the difference. So that is workshop now. So I don't want to be saying it says you say. No matter of saying. You do. That's why I feel downloaded is something. Can you share?
I have downloaded it. Okay, let me
cannot share. You don't want to share?
No, I can share.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Yes, let me stop sharing. Share. That is I want to participate.
You said this is okay.
Or is your baby disturbing you?
No, me, I'm ready for today's zone. No.
Okay.
I came prepared because this one is. Let me share the data. I have to learn this one. So can you see my screen?
Not yet.
It's coming up.
Okay.
It's slow.
Because I've created the dummy before I send this thing to you, so you have the dummy there already.
Because
it's there now. It's there now.
Okay.
Yes. So go to analyze.
Okay. Then go to
regression. Binary logistic. Okay, put survive as the dependent variable.
Okay.
Now put we are going to put push first class and second class together. Move them.
Okay.
Yes, as covariate. Yes.
Okay. That was the next thing.
So go to options.
Okay.
Click on the confidence there where you have confidence interval of exponential b. Continue. Because if you don't put that, it will not give you the confidence interval. It can just give you only the odd ratio without the confidence interval. Yeah, click OK. Yeah, share the output again.
I thought you can see my screen now.
It's coming up.
It's still coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, scroll down.
It's there now.
Scroll down to the last.
The last.
You will see. You will see that.
Yeah.
The first class is 4 times 7 times, 4.7 times more likely to survive than third class. And second class 2 times more likely to
survive. Okay. Sorry.
I see.
Okay.
So
yes, sir.
That's just the answer. Now that thing we said, let's do it one by one. We'll go and do it and use only the first class. It will give you different things. Go back and remove second class from it. Just draw only that first class.
Okay, so can you see my output table?
Yes. Not
Okay.
the output.
No, we are seeing the output. Scroll down.
Go down.
Can you see now?
Oh, that means there's a delay. Okay,
Can you
yeah.
see now?
I can.
Because it has combined what it is. You know, the other one is 4.7 times. This one is 3.7. Because this one is looking at how many times is more likely to survive than both the rest.
First.
The rest are
Second and third.
And you know that the third
Oh.
higher, the second is higher than the third. So when you combine both of them together, the number of times the first class is going to survive more than it will be less, because the third class also, we are combining both third class.
Less.
I don't know if you understand me now. This one makes sense. It makes sense. So, yeah,
Okay, the way I can explain it, sir, the way me I'm understanding it is that because you're putting this separately, it will be less because it's the first class and then the others. But if you had both the first and second, the first and second has a larger part because it has both the first and the second. So that's why it was 4. Is that what you mean?
I don't understand. What I mean is that the first one will run. Once you run them together, because you are using third class as the reference, what it does is you run them together is that you look at how many times first class will survive more than third class. So it's comparing first class and third class.
Okay.
Then the other one will compare second class and third class.
Yes.
In that case, you expect the first class to be far, survive more than third class. But if you run it separately, you remember that when you run it separately, if you put the first class now, it's only first class you coded 1, the remaining one is 0. It's like you are comparing first class
with every other thing.
And those combination of second class and third class.
Second and third class.
So you won't expect it to be as high because you have diluted the third class with second class, you mix them together. So the number of times the first class will be survive more than them will not be as high as when first class will survive more than third class. Now there's no problem with that. It makes sense, but where the problem is go back now, go and run the other one. Put only
second class alone.
Exactly. You see, that's where the confusion will come.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Interesting.
Binary.
Yeah. So remove first class and put second class there.
Okay.
Remove. Yes.
What is it?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay now. It's okay now.
Okay.
So slow down. Let's see.
Get to the end.
Can you see now?
Yes, sir. Can you see?
Yes. Can you see now? He's now saying that what the interpretation of this one now is telling you how many times the second class is going to survive more than the rest, and that the rest is both first class and
third class.
It doesn't make sense because he gives you the impression because even the third class survive more than the second class. But why he's giving who is making noise? Please, if you are discussing your maybe just anybody that is discussing should off to mute. Okay. I don't know if you get the explanation now. I don't know if you get the explanation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do, sir.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. Now, let's go around the other one. The people going with family member. Let's run that one. Let's put that one.
Please, I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is something there called categorical in that where you select statistics and all that. Under what circumstance would it be used?
Which one? I don't understand. Which
Okay, up there is categorical. Where you have options.
Okay. No, if you look at the dependent categorical, then where maybe it just tell you that the dependent here has to be categorical because it's logistic regression. It just tell you that the dependent you are putting has to be a categorical variable.
Can we click it?
Okay,
can we
click on it, Ugo, let's see. Click on it.
Because down there is an option for contrast, reference, category, and all that. I don't know how what use they are.
Okay, where you just brought this one. I think this one come into place when we do uncover analysis of covariance. Yes or not? We are not diving into that now. Yes. Analysis of covariance is a blend between ANOVA and regression. Yes or not? That's why they call it uncover. Yes. So the marry regression, because it is in when we do ANOVA that we talk about contrast. You know, though the contrast is like coding, the way we create dummy. We create coding, we give coding 1, 2, giving value. But why is different little bit is that we can give 1, 2, 3, but in dummy is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. So I think it's something we'll still discuss later. Let's go back.
Sir.
It's something we'll still discuss later.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And you get to know that, like now, not many people don't know. If you want to do, if you have 2 categories and all of them, you have categorical like this, you want you are doing logistic regression for, you have 2 categories of outcome, possible category of outcome. And all the exposure are continuous. It's better you use discriminant analysis. Yes, I mean, it's when there's a mixture of outcome and categorical, there's a predator that people recommend using logistic regression. But those are the issues. But all those type of analysis, they are not common. And common thing occur commonly. So if time for me, we still discuss those one. For the people that are interested in knowing all those things. Even look at this one we are doing now. How many people are participating? So many people is advanced.
So, sir, there's a last statement you made. I was trying to unmute myself. The last 2 sentences you said.
What do you say?
Now that you need to repeat the last 2 sentences you said.
The last sentence I said, like what?
The last 2 sentences. When you were explaining to Prof, you were saying that the ones that people don't like, that don't understand or don't like to understand.
I say discriminant analysis. I say many people. And no, I'm just explaining some things. I say that all these things are to dabble into it, to be doing training on it is what we are doing now. How many of you are participating? Yes, I mean, how many of you are participating? Only a few people. That yes.
So whereas that's what we need more.
Yes, but
whereas that's what we need more. So if you go to the ones we don't use often, will you get any participant?
You will not get anybody. You just be burning yourself. Try to research a thing out. So, and you know better someone is selling salt, like Dangote is selling salt, is selling sugar, and is making more money. And you say you are dabbling into things that people are not interested, Black Africa. So, it's not better to be selling salt and sugar and make more money from it. And the guy now is the richest guy. His salt and sugar is selling. So now he's building refinery. And you you want to become professor of logistic regression. things that people are not interested in. It's futility. It's effort in futility. So one has to balance. Balance. There must be balance. Not like Zeke said, moderation in everything. Okay, let's continue. Just cancel out. Cancel out.
Okay.
Cancel out.
So these contrast and reference categories for discriminant analysis, Abi?
Yes, no, it's when one uncover.
Let's not go into all this.
We are not going to that. Those ones you want to do uncover. If you want to do uncover now, you know, it's a marriage of. That's why if you look at it, covariate. Analysis of covariance. That's why they call them covariate here. Even I don't say that they are independent variables. They are covariate.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So I've put it in here.
Yes. So, okay, you no remove alone because both they are opposite. Okay. This thing is opposite. It's like traveling alone, traveling with family. They're like men and female. If you look at the code, they are opposite. Why I also to choose traveling with family is because the people that travel with family they survive more. So this one give us odds ratio greater than 1. So
that's true.
When we run it that way, we're coming back to run the other one. So the way we did male and female, you see. Okay, click OK.
Should I share or can you see?
Yeah, okay, go on.
Should I stop share? Can you see?
Yes, let's see. We can see.
Yes.
So you can see that the ratio, the people that travel with family, they are 2.3 times more likely to survive. They are traveling with some people here. They are more likely to look and note it. And also note the
confidence interval.
Yes, it's, let's know the beta. Let's know the B. You see the B is 0.847 and it's positive. And look at the standard error. Look at the worst statistic. So go and run with the other one alone. You're going to see the result will be the same apart from the odds ratio. And this B will be minus 0.847. All the standard error, worst statistic will be the same. P-value, the odds ratio will be the reciprocal. Yeah, it will be reciprocal of 0.2, 2.2. Ratio will be around 0.447. Can you see now? Can you travel alone now? So if you look at it now, can you see the beta is minus 0.847? The other one was plus 0.847. The standard error, everything is same. So it's the odds ratio. The odds ratio is the reciprocal of the other one. If you put 1 over this one now, 1 divided by 0.429, it will give you that 2.33, which was the odds ratio of the other one. Because they are opposites. So we can see that the people that travel with family member, some people, they are 2.3 times more likely. So let's now build a model. I think the one that has the highest something is this sex. The female are more likely to survive. Let's build a model now. So go to
that's it.
Go to analyze.
So
okay, maybe before we build a model. Before we build a model. Somebody wants. Hello.
Sir, we're here together. We're here.
Before we build a model, I want you to go just go to data editor window. I want us to go to the data editor window. You know, there's in logistic regression, you can as well, if something is ranked, you can follow the rank.
Can you see? Or should I stop share and share?
No, don't stop share. No, you have to share the other one because what we are seeing now. You can stop sharing and share data editor window with us.
Okay.
Share the data editor window with us.
Okay. Can you see now?
It's coming up.
Is it showing?
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Yes.
Well, we can see now.
So
it's
go
there.
to the variable data view. Go to data view. Now, that's
It's already on data.
It's there.
yes. Now, create a variable after this class. You can do that. Click on survive. Click on survive. Right click on that survive, the title. Right click. Right click. Insert variable. Yes. Insert variable.
Okay.
So go to variable view. You cannot do anything here. They will not. So that go and label it.
Oh, I see.
Variable.
Okay.
And go to variable. You can only label it in variable view. Go to variable view. You see it. Which one?
Okay, I've seen it.
And scroll down. It's up now. It's after yes. You can call it you can call it class ordered. Order type order. You order it.
Okay.
Or you can call it class order.
Class order.
No
Class
gap.
order.
Is it like this?
Yes, ordered. Yes, ordered.
Class order. Class
No,
order.
ordered. Yes. No, ordered. The way you wrote it before.
Okay.
No gap. Yes. Ordered.
Is that
Yes.
fine?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So I want us to remove that decimal. Reduce to 0. That decimal.
Okay.
That 2 decimal. Remove to 0.
Okay.
And what I want us to do, go back to the data view. I want us to look the rank. You know, when we say first class here, first class is the highest. Is the highest. You know that.
Yeah.
When we are talking of first class,
Yes.
yes, the highest. So we want to reverse it. So all these one now that are okay. Something just came to my mind instead of me even. This one is a long story. It's a long journey. Itself. Go to. Let me tell you. Instead of wasting our time, just go to what we're going to do now. Go to transform.
Okay.
So if you want to remove, go to transform, compute. Compute, click on compute variable, the first.
Okay.
This is the compute here. Your target variable, type class reversed. Class reversed. Class reversed. No gap. Capital R reverse. You know, sometimes.
Oh, sorry.
Put capital R. That's
Class R.
Make it where you reverse.
Is that correct?
Exactly,
Is
correct.
that fine? I mean.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Put inside the space now. That space after equal to put 4. Type 4. Type 4.
Okay, fine.
4. Minus, click on minus there below plus. Minus. So go and click on the class. This class, the class that is there.
This one?
Yes.
This
click,
one?
Yes.
Okay.
Move it there. Move it. Yes. Click OK.
Okay.
Click OK. You have already.
Maybe I should stop share and share again, Abby.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We can see it now. Go to the last. Go to the last end of the something. Scroll to the last. We can see it.
Hey,
Go to the last. We can see it now. You cannot see it. It's not resolved. You are still in data in the variable data view. Scroll to the last. We want us to see that variable you just created. Scroll to the right. I'm not saying you should scroll down.
Is it not this one? Or you mean variable view? Do you mean variable view?
Data view. Scroll to the left. Scroll to the left side.
You are in a variable.
Left.
Is it variable?
To the right. Scroll to the right side, rather. Scroll to the right side. I didn't say scroll down.
Sorry, sorry. Might be no.
Okay, scroll ahead. You can see.
That means I'm fast. I guess right.
No problem. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
What it does is that if you look at the first class was coded 1, second class was coded 2, third class was coded 3. We now reverse it. First class is coded 3 now. Second class remain 2, third class 1.
Yes.
If you want to revise something, you minus them from like you know that are 1 to 3 now. Minus them from 4. When you minus them from 4, the one that was 3 will become 1. The one that was 2 will become 2. The one that was 1 will become 3. That's how to reverse it.
If you reverse coding.
Yeah, reverse coding. If you have something on the Likert scale 1 to 5, if you want to reverse it, you minus something from 6. You minus them from 6 because the highest is 5. You minus from 6.
Reverse code.
Hello.
Hello,
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There was a time I said that there are several things that we needed to know on transformation, and I should put it as a separate topic. And this is one of them. So I'm still pleading that you are scratching your head. That one, before we close this section, before December, let's do transformation as a topic. Before December.
Okay,
Yes.
well, we can do that. You know,
Transformation only.
Okay. Transformation only, okay.
Yes.
Who will come? Is there you want to do workshop on transformation? When you ask them to do workshop on something that they know that is very catchy, they didn't come. Who want to do transformation? Who want to pay for transformation on workshop on transformation alone?
It will make things faster. When you are doing research, like now, if we are left to do this time, we'll be struggling. But you that knows it within a second, you have done it.
The issue is that, to be sincere,
it will make things faster for us.
The issue is that if you actually have time to spend with you get to know all these things. Because in trying to solve something, you think, if you look at it, using SPSS, that transformation of the thing was a topic there on its own. What I can accept is that if we are using SPSS again, I may have to devote much time on transformation more than any other thing. Yes, I mean now. Devote more. You can say one day will be on transformation.
Not just transformation.
Different approaches. You know, the issue of transformation, the issue of selecting.
Okay.
You know, under that transform, a lot of things, coding to different variable, compute, a lot of things are there. That is where we create BMI also to calculate. I'm listening, sir.
Like anytime we have something light, we may do the main one Friday, Saturday, then maybe Sunday we'll do transformation. Like the way we did sample size using WinPeppy.
Yeah. Okay, I understand now. Okay, I understand. I understand what you are saying. I think we'll do that. Yes. We'll look for, I understand that one. We'll look for some. Maybe we'll look for, whenever we are doing a topic that is not so much. So we'll try to incorporate that. No problem. I think, okay, now you can go and remove the, go to variable view, remove that decimal place. Make it look ugly.
Okay.
Click on variable view.
Let's remove.
Click on variable view. Yes, go to the last one. The last one. That one you just did now. The transform reverse class. Remove the 2 decimal places from it.
Okay.
So you know the reason I actually say somebody should be doing it so that I can be telling. When you are creating, what are you creating there now? Just remove something from that place. So why I'm doing that is that if I'm the one doing it now, it will look as if I'm too fast. Yes, I mean now. Sometimes when you ask somebody to do your crazy time, it gives other people opportunity. Number one, that person is learning. Other people also, they have time to catch up. And when people are seeing it also being done, if another participant is doing, you know that you can do also. So that it don't give impression that it's only the facilitator that is doing it. that is the only person that can do it for now. No, anybody can do it. It's just a matter. Though some people, because of that, they share away for the workshop. They don't want to be called. How many people want to be called to demonstrate? But the issue is that I don't call anybody to embarrass anyone. I will not say, come and do this for us. No. I say, share, I will tell you what to do. And in the process of you doing it, you perfect it. So now, let's go and run this regression. Go back now to analyze. Let's run it without the coding, reverse something. Yes. Instead of the dummy, the one for the reverse class. Yeah. Remove traveling alone and put the reverse class there. So let's go. Click. Okay.
Can you see?
You can see, we are seeing it. So you have to share the, stop sharing and share the results. Okay. Can you see? Can you see the odd ratio? 2.179. What it tells you is that as the level of the class increased by one level, the odd of surviving increased 2.2 times, 2 times. Are we together now? So what it's telling is that the person in level class 2, class 2 is 2 times more likely to survive than class 3. Class 1 is 2 times more likely to survive than class 2. Does it? So sometimes it makes sense whenever you are dealing with ordinal variable, especially like, for example now, educational status. Something may increase with educational status or decrease with educational status. And you have the educational status as ordinal variable, like no formal, primary, secondary, tertiary. You're having 4. So if you are to create dummy now, you're going to create 3 dummy. Sometimes it can be so cumbersome. And sometimes also, the result may not be as linear as you can see here. You know, in this one now, we can see with our eyes that the percentage of people that survive is highest among the first class, followed by second class, and least in third class. But sometimes you may have other variable, ordinary variable. It may not be like that. Primary, secondary, tertiary, you may see that that attribute is highest in secondary, in tertiary, followed by secondary, and the people that say no formal may be higher than primary. I don't know if you understand me now. But that one has not stopped that it's a trend. It doesn't stop the fact that it's a trend. So when you now, it doesn't make sense for you to now say, okay, let me create, since primary is the smallest, what I'm saying, primary is the reference. You cannot make primary reference. What you now do is that you can make the no formal as reference still. But when you do it, it will give impressions when you run it, when you make the no formal as reference and you create 3 dummy. It will show you that how many times the tertiary is more than the no formal, how many times the secondary is more than no formal. Then it will show you that the primary is less likely than the no formal. I don't know if you understand me. So to overcome that problem, if it is order, you just code it like this. It will give you an average as you are moving from one level up. This is the likelihood of this. It will make more sense. Now, if you want to achieve opposite of this order, go and run it again. Let's use the class, the original class they put there, which is 1, 2. 1, 2. Before reverse something, that 1 to 3. Let's do it now. Go analyze. Let's use that one. Remove reverse. Go and put the class. itself. Remove. Yes, exactly. Remove the reverse. Yes, run it now and show the results. So, scroll down.
Scroll.
Can you see now?
Oh, it's not, it hasn't mixed.
So if you look at it, look at the B was 7.779. Here is minus. It's just the opposite of the other one. I don't know if you understand me now. It's just the reverse.
Wow.
One, if you remember,
Reciprocal
if you remember,
0.45.
the exponent, the odd ratio for that one was 2.178. The reciprocal of this one. The reciprocal of this one. So where are you scrolling to? Okay, now let's do the multiple regression. Let's do the multiple regression.
The first.
Let's do the multiple. Now.
This one, the multinomial.
So we are going to, okay, yes. Not multinomial. See binary logistic now. You people you are confusing.
Sorry.
Don't worry, sir. In fact, there's lots of things you can do with this data. Don't worry. Since all of you are so curious about that, we run it now because we have that class data also can be used. Our class can be an outcome.
I have a question.
Yes, go on.
I have a question. You know how in linear, you mentioned that you can do first entry, stepwise forward, stepwise backward. Can you do the same in logistics?
It's the same thing, and that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do now. I want to do stepwise. Okay, let's also do first entry. First entry just means that you put all of them there. That's all. Okay, yeah. Put sex. Move sex in now. Move female sex. Okay. Go down. Female dummy.
Okay, female, sorry.
So that's the one we are pushing for.
Dummy.
So it's the same thing, just put female dummy.
Then
put that your reverse class. That's what we want to use. Put that reverse class. Class reverse. No, not first class dummy.
Let me remove. Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything I should do?
Yes, yes. With traveling families. Okay, yes. Click OK. Let's see.
Should I go to options?
Click OK. You know, we have already, all those options are already there now.
Already primed.
You know, since you have not logged out, all of them are there. Okay, slow down.
That's
right.
Oh, I didn't know you could see it too.
No, it has not shared. It's coming.
It's coming.
Okay.
Scroll. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, that's great. Can you see?
Female dummy.
If you look at the female dummy, is still telling you the 11 point. You can see now. It's still high. And the traveling with family.
Traveling.
That's reduced. You know, before it's 2.3 something, 3.3 something like that. Then
now it's 1 point.
Yeah, the reverse. So if you look at it now, you have removed effect of confounder. Those confounder also can. It's not all the time that maybe confounder reduce the effect or amplify the effect. It can reduce the effect of something. Look at it now. Even this reverse, this thing we did. What was it? Was it not 2.3?
Class reverse.
The class was it not 2.17? It has come to 2.3 now. But by the time you remove effect of confounder, it has jack up. Effect has come up. So the traveling with family. So he's telling you that the traveling with family is not a big factor. What really influences that if somebody, you have a family man, a friend or family person that is influential, that is in first class, it will influence you survive also. You know that. I don't know if you understand me now. Your family and friend.
Okay.
One, if you travel with a friend, one friend is influential. It may influence your survivor.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
It may influence your survivor. If you watch the historical aspect of this Titanic something, the women, if you look at it, if you go across tabulate socioeconomic class and sex, you discover that we have more men in higher socioeconomic class. It's always like that. Yes, I mean that. But it was a decision that women and children, and that was what made women to survive more than men. Left for reason, if we were to be fight for it, many women will not even, they will perish there because some men will hijack the lifeboat and run away. No? Some boys we are saying quickly before the thing stands. They arrange us on lifeboat. They will go.
Like everyone.
Yes.
Some of
the men will just find a way of running away with some of those lifeboats. They were even shooting them. All those men are very aggressive. They were shooting them. They were killing them. There was many people who even died through shooting more than drowning. They killed them because they wanted to go and hijack the lifeboat. They know that if everybody get to the lifeboat, everybody will sink because the lifeboat cannot take more than 30 number. So now this is first entry, right? If you want to do stepwise now, like what we did. Now we can see from what we did, you can see, to me, the most important thing is sex, followed by class. Okay, before we do the sex, female, sex, followed by class, then traveling with family. There's age. Let's run age. There's age. Let's run it which is let's run age as a simple regression first. Go to
independent.
Yes.
Not log linear. No, not log linear.
Okay, you have changed to binary, no problem. Go on.
Okay, so I should include age, Abby?
No, remove all this.
No, deselect.
Oh, okay.
Remove them first and put age. Let's see. Let's see age on its own. To see.
On its own, I see. Okay.
Age. Yeah.
You have not, okay, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Yes, scroll down. Let's see the result. We are seeing the result. Let's see. Scroll down.
Okay.
You will see as the age increases, is less likely to survive. You understand? Because younger people will be more aggressive to try the more, the old men, they'll just be ruminating, what do we do? But the younger people that will not be more, no go, which one now be? So the older, less likely to survive.
Mean that age was protective. So I don't know if my age was protective.
No, that is, as the age increases, the person is more likely to die now.
Survivor decreases.
Okay, it's less likely to survive.
Survivor.
As the age increases, they are less likely to survive. That's it. Survive. It's less than one now.
Yes, it's less than one. So younger age was protective.
So to protective as how?
Okay.
Okay, you see, I understand what you are saying. You see, when you are everything that is disease. Yeah, what we are looking at survive, not death. We are not looking at the factor that are responding for dying. We are looking at that are responding for surviving. Yes, I mean, our outcome measure now is a positive thing. It's not death. Yes, I mean. So when you say age is protective, what do you mean by age is protective?
Protective survivor.
Surviving. The issue is that the older are not, they are less likely to survive. If let's say it's dead,
That's all.
if let's say we coded survive 0 and die 1, this one will be greater than 1. You see that the older you are, the more likely to die there. Then the male more likely to die. All ratio will be positive. All those ones that are negative in this one will be positive. It's just it's just turning the table. It's still the same thing. But you can see that age is not significant. Can you see now?
It's not though.
Yeah, it's not significant. So now let's do the stepwise now. Let's do the stepwise. We have done first entry. Let's do stepwise.
Okay. So, do you want me to remove age or
remove age because it's not significant? Yes. Okay. But we can still put as the last one. Don't worry. Put sex first. Female.
Because it's
next.
Traveling.
No, it's not traveling. No.
Yeah, traveling. That's it.
No. Put the class reverse. Class first. Class is more important than traveling. That thing. Class.
No, I don't remember the figures again.
Okay.
Okay.
With next. Let's put age.
Oh, next. Oh, sorry.
Let's put age as the last one.
But this way, you have to click next now. I just click OK.
Yeah, you just click OK. You are not putting another thing.
Okay.
Okay, scroll down.
So can you see? Or do I?
And we can see. No, we can see.
Scroll down.
If you have been following even before the last one, it will be giving you separate. If you scroll up, you're going to see that for each stage is giving you. Scroll up small. You see for each stage is giving you as you're adding it. Can you see? Can you see? For each stage is giving you.
So adding.
Yeah,
wow.
Okay.
Model 2.
Okay.
To the last one.
This is where it started.
Okay, let's begin to go now. Let's begin to see changes in that odd ratio of each of them. Scroll down. Scroll down.
This is constant.
Can you see this one?
The going down. We have
This
not
is
seen
constant. Yes, go on.
We have not seen the table, the regression, the coefficient table we want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this is the first one. Wait, this is the first one for sex. Can you see? The odd ratio is 11.7.
11.84.
84 here. 11.84. Yeah, move down. And it's significant.
And the last
going now.
I think the next one is selected.
Has gone up.
No, go down.
It's okay.
You go
No.
Okay, yes. Now, this is where you had class. Wait.
Yeah, it's gone up.
Wait. Yes, that's gone up. Can you see? That shows that even that
it's gone up to 12.
Yes. Can you see now? So you see that even and you see something now. Whenever you have influence of class there, they also pump more women. You know, that is how life is. If there's a problem, men, even rich men, will like to help women more than men. Can you see now? Even the effect of the something has increased the survival. Yes, I'm now. Because it's easy. Even when the rich people want to help, they are more likely to help a woman. Can you see? So by bringing the class in, even the women are jump up. Okay, let's scroll down.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I'm still not clear with taking a decision on which one is a confounding variable after doing this regression.
Okay. Okay, wait, you go. Wait.
Should I go back?
No, don't
No,
go
no,
back. Just wait. And when you put family something out, it's down. Can you see? Traveling with family.
Oh, look at
Can you
that.
see now?
Yes.
So, and you know that most of the time, when you are going to travel, is the probability of a woman traveling alone is less than man traveling alone, right?
Oh,
So I will answer your question, Dr. Kobo.
No problem.
Listen to me now.
yes.
Look
Okay,
at
we
this
are
table.
together.
Look at this table now. Female in the sex, class, and traveling with family or not. Any of them can conform to one another. Yes, I mean now. Sex can conform for class can conform for sex, traveling can conform for any of them. Anything can act as a confounder. Let me give an example. I'll make you an example. Recently, somebody was sharing results with me. They were studying something related to your field, depression, studying women on reproductive age group. They were told, they say they are doing depression score and also study the knowledge of depression. Then they find out that as age increases, the knowledge of depression increases. As the educational status increases, knowledge of depression increases. Look at these two now. You know that both of them can conform, they can conform for one another. Confounding means that they can mask the effect or amplify the effect. Confounding doesn't really mean that it's only one, maybe that thing is the one that makes
reduce
to do. You can reduce it also. Yes, I mean now. So in that case,
okay,
if you know that when you are studying women of reproductive age group from 15 to 45, you call it, or 49. Now, is the age also has something to do with learning education. So you cannot expect somebody now that is a 50-year-old mother to have finished university. 50-year-old mother. You cannot expect that person to have tertiary education. So whether the level of your education also is related to your age, somehow. So you see that the people that will have finished tertiary education are likely to be the people that are higher in age also. Every other.
No, it seems you don't understand. It seems you don't understand me very well. I don't know whether you are building up to answering my question, but what I mean is looking at the output following this regression.
That is what I'm telling you. I am building up to for you to understand. Building up.
You are coming to that.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want you to understand simple things before you now go to
the basis.
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm just saying is you can know from what I've just said that like somebody that is older will have gotten tertiary postgraduate education than the person that is younger, that is less than 20 or maybe 21 or 22. You agree with me that?
Yes.
Yes. So if they say that knowledge increases with education or the knowledge increases with age, that particular, if you do the odd ratio with age, good knowledge, the higher the person, the older people, they are more likely look at the odd ratio. The older person is 2 times more likely to have good knowledge than the younger one. So you are following me now. And when you do it for separately for education also, you know, so the people that have tertiary education, they are more likely to have knowledge. But the issue is that when you now run the two, both of them together, you may be surprised that the odd ratio for the education may go down. Or the age may go down also in the presence of education. Both of them can conform for one another. Wow.
go down.
Yes, for the education now. If the odd ratio, when you run it with age, the odd ratio of education come down. Stop. Sorry. He just went off. Yes, I'm back now. He just went off. No, even before you call in, the thing for quick. He has removed it. Yes, he has removed it. Okay. Hello? Are we together? Are we together? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
the age can confound for education. Education also can confound for the age. Because if by the time you had education, blood ratio for the age may come down. Because the reason you were looking at it as if the older people have more knowledge was that the older people among them also had tertiary education, and the exposure, the tertiary education also we enhance their knowledge of it. So when we say confounding, well, like this one now, family, sex, class, and this, all of them can conform. Whenever the odd ratio changes in the presence of another thing, that another thing you had has confounded for what you were observing before. If the odd ratio was 2 before, and another something come and slash it down, that other variable that you added to it, some of them they were the one that confounded, that give impression that that particular variable is having high odd ratio. But by the time you had it, it's just like the way I usually explain, social way I explain is that if somebody is dull and somebody is smart, it's just like when you have twins and one is smart, one is not as smart as the other one. You put them in the same class. All the assignment, even in the examination, most of the time, if they have the same surname, in the examination, the way they arrange it, they will be beside one another. So the one that is smart will be the one, whatever is right, he give to the other one. So both of them, the one that is smart is scoring high, the other one also is scoring close to high also. They say, those twins are bright too. They are bright, they are moving with. But the bright one is the one confounding for that. So the impression that the other is scoring high is false. The confounder is the bright one because it's related to the bright one. The bright one is giving, whatever assignment the bright one will do it. Also, they share it. Even during examination, is past paper. But if you separate them, maybe they are no more go to the same school, or you separate them, they are not more 16 together. You see that in that case, you have removed the confounding. When you remove the effect of confounding, the person will score low. It will fail very well. They don't know that is the real true color. So how do you remove confounding is by when you now run them together. So maybe one of our training we still talk about partial correlation, because for you to understand further, when you come with the concept of partial correlation, it will make more sense because wherever there is overlap, the partial correlation with, okay, just let me give an example now. If we say that you remember set when we're talking of set theory, we're talking of probability. If you say, okay, women, people that are doctors,
yes,
have postgraduate student, you see, the doctors, the postgraduate student, you know that there's an overlap. You say, the doctors come to this side, the postgraduate student come to. A doctor may fall into both. So if they say you have a class about 50 people, they say that 30 of them are doctors. Then another separate 30 of them are postgraduate students. Can you see? 30 are doctors and there are 50. So you will have known that there will be 10 that are both doctor and postgraduate students from that. Because if 30 are doctors, 30 are and there are 50, 30 are doctor, 30 are postgraduate students. You should know that when you have 30 plus 30 give you 60, it's 10 more down there. So that there are 10 that are both doctors and postgraduate. You get the picture now. So when you now imagine if you don't overlap them together, You just say, in our class we have 30 doctors, 30 postgraduate students. Oh, then I had there are 60 in that class. There are 60 in that class. It gives you impression that we have 30 doctors. Whereas there are some, when you now bring them, let's come together. You now overlap them so you now refuse to count those doctors 2 times. It will now give you, they are not 60 in that class, they are actually 50 in that class. 50. Can you see there are 50, there are 60, they are not 60 in that class, there are 50, because we have 10 that are both doctors and postgraduate students. I don't know if you understand me now. So that is the way the multiple regression. When you now bring them together, that thing that is, giving impression that there's a significant, it will just mark out. It's more like you are double counting. If you remember also, you even understand better with our linear regression. In linear regression, let's say you have 2 variables. When you do it, one give you 17% R squared. You do another one, it gives you 60% R squared. You know that both of them are confounded because the R square is in percentage. When 60 and 70%, if you add it together, it will give you 130. So it cannot be more than 100%. That shows that those ones that give you 70% and this one that give you 60%, there are some things that are in common. You get the picture now? So there are some confounding. There are some part of this 17 that 60% is contributing. There are some part of this 60 that 70 is contributing. By the time you run both of them, it will not give you 130. They may even give you 90% or 80% or 70 something. So that shows that there are some things in common with them. They are just counting. Another way I can explain is that maybe you have brother. You come out, you colorful clothes, many things. Your brother, whenever he's going to also, you'll be going out, some of your clothes, some of your property, your car, you'll be driving. So when they are counting weight, they are waiting in that family, this Dr. Ikobo will come with Rolls Royce, come with this one. The other Dr. Ikobo, his brother will come with all those one. He has his Rolls. But sometimes you carry your Rolls Royce. If they are doing the property, some of them are common. Maybe it's your own that your brother is driving also, but they are credited to him. So if they are to now do the property now in your family, they want to estimate it. If they estimate all the ones that have been seen with you separately and estimate all the ones that have been seen with him, they will double estimate until you bring it to her, because there are some of the things they see with him is your own. You double count. So can you see what we are talking about confounder? So the Rolls Royce your brother is carrying is your own. Yes, I mean now. You give me the impression that your brother has Rolls Royce, but it's not his Rolls Royce, it's your own Rolls Royce. I think with all this, so you can go and buy your Rolls Royce. So with all this one, I think you have mental picture.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir. Go on, sir.
I don't understand why we use class reversed here instead of real class. And what would happen if we use the real class?
We use the real class. You maybe you are not following. Maybe you just left. You left to attend to something. We also use the real class. It just gives you the reverse. Why we decide to use the class reverse is just a matter of the way we label things. We have already seen that people in the first class, they survive more. Then followed by the second and third class, which is the last one. But the way we note them, we mark them down. The first class is 1. The second class is 2. Third class is 3. But the computer language, if you put 3, 1, 2, 3 is higher than 2 and it's higher than 1. Whereas the one that had the highest we want to put for is the first class. They have already coded as 1, 2, 3. For us to be able to get the lead in the right direction, that's why we reverse it. We now give a weight. So the reverse now is a weight. So that first class get 3 is number 1, is the highest when it comes to survivor. And then second class, third class. I don't know if you understand me now. So that's why we reverse the coding. So if we run it, with both. So when we run it with the way they coded it, it gave me the impression that the first class as the first class survive list. It will give the impression that as you are moving along the class, you are less likely to survive. What do you mean? So it can confuse unless you begin to explain that lower value means higher class. So if why should you be doing that? What you need to do is to reverse it and give it weight, so that the first class, the one that is the highest class, we give it 3 weight. The second 2, the third 1. That was what we did. That's all. And when we run it, it will give you the opposite. We did it now. Or Doctor, this you can show those the output. You can scroll.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think I understand.
You understand? Okay.
Okay, so I can scroll down a bit.
Don't worry. Yes. So scroll down now. Let's see the last one.
Okay.
This is where we put the age. Somebody is echoing my voice. Okay. Listen as well. Okay. Now, scroll. Okay, we have seen the last one. Any question? Because you people have been talking about this multinomial. We'll talk about and run it, and because in this data also there is one we can use for the multinomial.
Did I stop share?
No, don't stop. The odds ratio has gone up again for sex.
Is it gone up or gone down? It's 8.5. So
okay, I understand what you're saying.
It's 12.0.
Yeah, it has gone back up. Because before it was 11, then it came back up again.
We have already discussed that since. We have discussed that. In fact, it was even more than this, 12.11, something like that. But to me, if you want to build the final something now, there's no point in age. Age is not it has not contributed much. So age will be out from the model. So the model will be made up of this one. And if you want to write in the equation now, you just say P, you write the equation, Y is equal to B. So the equation will be P all over 1, what do I call it? Natural log of P all over 1 minus is equal to 2.485 B sex, female sex, plus 1.127 7 class, then traveling with a 0.05 traveling with family. That will be the equation.
Okay.
No error.
Plus error.
Don't you add error?
No, if you want to now know, well, that will be a model now. So if you now get the equation, now pick one and now try to put in the value for one person now. You want to know the size of that person, the class of that person, if that person travel or not. You choose one participant. You now put in to calculate whatever get will be the error. The difference in the value
between the actual and predicted.
Yes, with the error. Yes, thank you. So the issue is that a logistic regression sometimes is tricky to understand. Once you finish with it, the interpretation is very simple. You can see now the female are 12 times more likely. As the class increases, you are 3 more times likely to survive traveling with family. If you look at it, it's telling you that most of those people that they say traveling with family, they are this female sex and people of higher socioeconomic class. Yes, I mean, to be sincere with you, when you want to embark on a just journey that is very costly, it takes high socioeconomic class to to how many people on board at the same time traveling. It's just like going to America now. Somebody that you carry with your, it takes you ask socio-economic class to say, okay, I want to go and do something. You will now buy ticket for your another person. You just go with you. Let's go together. No, some people manage to even get the ticket. Not talk of the best. People that have money, you can buy. You're not doing anything. Let's just go to America. I want to attend the con. Let's just go. You know. So you take higher socio-economic class also to just have some people traveling with them. So that is what was confounding for the traveling. It has come down, and when you run in with sex and this thing, it has confounded for it. And the women also like traveling with people and traveling with load. Okay, I think so. I think let's quickly. You can stop sharing. I want to quickly explain the.
Thank you very much for this session. I'm so happy because this was unique.
Yes. Even the multinomial. Why do you even say you should even stop this thing? Maybe you should share again. Don't share again. Let's just run it because there's nothing to say again about the theoretical aspect of it. Share again. Let me show you. Let's try the multinomial on that data set.
Okay, sir.
So we want to look at, let's see the class as an outcome now. Let's consider the class as an outcome. The class as an outcome, we have 2 classes. And we have 3 classes. And we have created dummy for these 3 classes. So we want to see what determine people being in the class. Let's look at the sex and maybe 2 things that make sense you can talk about. Be the sex and the age. Let's look at sex and age. It's just an arbitrary that, okay, we know that if you look at relationship between sex and social class, sex will be exposure, social class will be hardcore. If you look at relationship between age and social class, age will be exposure, social class will be hardcore. So in this case now, we have social class that are 3 categories. Can you see now? That's a very good example for multinomial regression. And we already created the dummy for it. So now let's see. Let's just play. Go to analyze now. Go to analyze. Regression. Multinomial logistic. Click on multinomial logistic. Dependent. Yes. Not survival.
I just remembered it's the class.
Yes. But can it take 2 there? Because we wait to where is it not? Okay, you put the reverse. Okay. Okay, it's okay. I'm even looking at the arrangement here. I was expecting to use a dummy. Let's see the okay. Click on reference category. Can you see now? Click on reference category.
Okay.
Yes. Can you see now? You know, in the reverse, we have 1, 2, 3. The reference category is number 1 because in the reverse is the top class we use as number 1 in the you remember. In the one that is not reverse, first class as number 1. Then the reverse one we are using is the third class as number 1. So click on first.
Okay.
You see? By default, you put
I now understand what you mean. In terms of how it was coded.
Yes.
So our first categories will be the reference, but you know, number 1, that's the low.
Yeah, the lowest
socioeconomic class. Yes. Oh, yes. I now understand. So do I continue?
It doesn't really matter also because it's an outcome. You can use the last because the interpretation will just be different.
Okay, we just have to interpret it different.
Yeah, just put first there, okay. Then continue. Okay, can you see category order? Can you see ascending? Can you see? Click back on that reference category, you see something.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Category order is ascending.
Look at that.
As it's going up, the higher the order, which is what we have done for the reverse something.
Yeah.
Okay, now continue. Continue. Then factor, put sex. You can just put female sex. And just put female, let's see.
Female dummy or the sex. Okay, the sex itself.
No, it's female sex. You cannot put the sex because the sex is not coded. It's male and female type. Put female sex. Just put female sex.
Female. No, not that one.
Female, scroll down.
That's a female.
Female dummy, okay. Click on the option so that we don't. So can you see? Where is he? Is he giving you all ratio or whatever? He's not giving you. Okay. It's not. It says K. Just click continue. Continue.
Okay.
Click OK. Let's see. Click OK. Let's see. Let's see the results.
Let me stop share.
Yeah, share. Stop and share. Stop sharing and share again. Yeah, you see. So scroll down. Let's see the last result. Can you see? Can you see now?
Parameter estimates.
If you look at it now, you will see the
parameter estimate.
Yeah, you see number 2 here. That 2 you see here, that first line with the row 2, that is the line for second class. The third one is the lines for third class.
Okay. No, I thought it's the third. I thought the last line is the one for first class. You mean?
That's what I'm saying. That first class, yes. The last line is first class. The first line, the one the row 2 is second class. The one the right 3 is third, is first class.
Okay.
Are we together now?
Yes, we are, sir.
So you are trying to see male. Look at the male. Look, can you see now? Male is 0. The intercept, can you see now? Look at what they put here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the intercept, this one, you see what is looking at now. There are more men. The women, the probability of women be in first class, in second class, is lower than that of men, and the probability of women being in first class is lower than that of men. Okay, you want what I want to do now? You run it and use male. Let's see. You run it and use male. Go to analyze.
But so how did you know? So okay, don't worry.
Because look at the odd ratio now. Because the thing is negative, the intercept is negative, and the odd ratio is less than 1. It's less than 1.
Okay.
Go and run men. Because I already know before that even the more men will be in first class than more women. Okay, remove that female dummy and put male dummy. Click OK.
So tell me if you want me to, if you can see it, or if you want me to stop sharing.
Click OK. So
you can't see my tail.
No, we have seen it. Now, can you see now?
I've seen
so
it.
you can see the odd ratio now, and you see the intercept for this thing. The intercept is positive. So what it's telling you is that the probability. Okay, if you want to confirm this one, you know what? Before we go and let's do cross tabulation. Let's do correlation between the class and this thing. Let's do tabulation. Analyze. Descriptive cross tab.
So
Put class, not reverse class. Put class you will label. Put class as outcome column. As column.
And sex.
The sex, put sex, this sex as row. Yes.
Okay. That,
And go to statistics. You are making noise.
look chi-square.
Yeah, click on
that.
this. No, we don't need, just click on it's percentage I even need. Click continue.
Okay, Abby.
Don't make we are making noise.
Maybe I think they win at the
Says, click on says, please. Because that says I
okay.
go back. Because it's the percentage I want to use to interpret it. I don't even need the chi-square set, it's the percentage.
So you should click on sex.
Click
or
on
cells.
Cells.
Oh, cells. Okay. Then
Yes. Click on row. No, I'm having class. Okay. No, remove column.
I didn't think like I heard them shouting in my house.
Remove the column. Remove the column. Continue.
I've removed it.
Continue.
Okay. So I click OK.
Okay. You will see. Let's look at percentage of.
Can you see?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. Let's see the but we are having more female in first class than male. We have more male in third class than female.
Okay,
So,
apart from third class, we have more females.
Let's look at second class. The second class.
Anyway, in the olden days, women hardly go unaccompanied. Anyway, they used to travel. They can't travel without a chaperone.
The men or women?
No, the women. They have to travel with a chaperone. They have to travel accompanied.
Yeah,
a single woman traveling is seen as inappropriate, even among the third class.
Okay.
The class,
okay. Then you can see the second class now. We have more female in second class and first class than male. We have more male in third class. Yes, I mean now.
Okay.
Now, so this you are saying accompany. I don't know what to. Okay. Go and cross-tabulate sex and going alone or not. Let's see the way it goes. You list ordinal regression as a type of logistic. Okay. And that one maybe we'll discuss it later. There will be another. Okay.
So you said
put that dummy with the dummy for traveling with somebody. Traveling with
family.
So
which one should I put?
No,
this one?
Traveling with family, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, click
OK. You can see the
click OK. Yeah, we have seen it.
Okay.
Now, let's see. Yeah, you are right. More women travel with people than men. Can you see? 58% of the women, 8.4 travel with people than women. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
So can you see why the reason? So the factor, if you look at the major factor that determines survival was sex, because they actually give consensus opinion that they should save women and children. So all those other ones, traveling with people, all those other ones, I think they are
breaking. Your internet is breaking. Hello?
Is it breaking?
Hello?
Is it still breaking now? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
It's clear now. It's clear. It's clear now. It's clear.
The voice is clearer now.
Yeah, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So you will see that all this one, I think, even traveling with family and this other factor, which is class, they are related to the sex. I don't know, yes, they are related to male sex. If you look at even the third class and first class, it's women that are more in those classes than the other one. Now, let's go back. Let's scroll up now to down the regression we're talking of. Okay, what we can also do is that we can go and change our, but I don't want us to. Okay, there's no even need. Just so let's look at here. Let's look at this one.
So this one give us odds ratio. Hello?
Yes, yes, give one the odd ratio. Odd ratio. If you look at it, if you look at it by, I don't know, by default, where is you? This is the parameter set at 0 because it is redundant. If you look at what it's doing here, is set May is equal to 1 as the reference. May is equal to 0 as the, I don't know the way it changes it. So here, this actually is telling us that female, May is equal to 0, that's the female. It's actually telling us that female are more likely to be in first class, second class, and first class than male.
Yes.
Because if you look at it, he said that, look at what he's talking, he said B0, OB, can you see? He said that this parameter is set as 0 because it is redundant. So
what does it mean?
What it means is that he uses permutation, he's using arrangement. So he uses this maximum likelihood estimation, just the best estimate. So what he does now is that this male is equal to 0 is the female. You know that male is equal to 1 is the male. So this one now is using this male is equal to 1 as the reference. It's telling us how many times we female, this male is equal to 0, is more likely to be in second class. How many times is female is more likely to be in third class? So can you see the odd ratio?
Okay, so I said because on a normal day, our reference is always the lower one. So you say that this computer now told us that this male one is actually the redundant one. So it converted it for us.
Exactly. Look at it and look. That's why I put it as. Can you see? So go up to the first one you run. Is this? Go up to the first one you run.
This one.
No, go up. Still go up. It's okay. You have this is the female.
Scroll. Female now is 0.
So it depends on here. It's now.
It was on the parameter.
This female is 0.
Female 0 is now 0.
Wait. This female 0 here is male. Female 1 here. Is the computer that just arranged to make the one you put as 1 as the reference. I don't know why you get the picture now. They make it as reference. The reference category is 1. Can you see? So it's telling you that how many times male are more likely to be in second class. Of course, it's less likely. That's why it's negative. Look at the odd ratio. So sometimes when you are doing your study, you have to be careful. That's why it's good to use different analysis. So when you do chi-square, try to move around your data to understand the data set before you can make conclusion. From what we have now, the female are more likely to be second class and third class than the male. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
They are more likely to be in first class and second class than the male.
So, sir, the thing that here, the female was the reference in this table.
In this table now, the female is the reference. Thank you. The male is the something. Can you see? Because female don't mean 0 mean male. female 1 mean
0.
examiner.
It's for
So the computer
yes,
just
and
decide to move take one
what
as
ratio
reference.
is
So the female are more likely to be in first class and second class. So if you look at the multinomial, the issue there is that it just rearrange the thing in row for you, right? Yeah.
yes.
So it's more likely to be in second class than first class. And now this one is likely to be in third class than first class. So the prof was raising issue about ordinal because I saw your chart about ordinal. Okay, if you look at it, we go to analyze. Go to analyze.
Okay.
You know some of these things. This multinomial, it was one person after running this thing, they couldn't interpret. My own was to do the interpretation. No, after they run a multinomial, they could not interpret the result. No, not multinomial again. I want ordinal. Click on ordinal. No, cancel multinomial. Click on ordinal.
Ordinal, not multinomial. Next one.
No, like where? Where is in ordinal?
Go to logistic regression.
It's immediately after multinomial.
Regression.
Oh, I've seen it. Okay.
Ordinal, yes.
Oh. So, what do I for the dependent?
Yes, put the reverse. Still put the reverse.
Class reverse. Okay. Then the factor now we can use.
Factors. Let's still use the same sex now. Use the same sex. Okay. Use the same. Can put female cell, male cell. Let's just put one of them. Not that one. The one coded. The coded one.
Dummy.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah. Let's see what they have under the option. Okay, just continue. I just want to see. Continue.
Okay.
Okay, yes. If you look at it, it's not asking for reference because you already coded it orderly like that. Scroll down, let's see the result. Class 1, class 2, class
threshold.
Yes.
The language has changed now. Threshold.
If you see what he's doing also, he say reverse, class reverse 1, class reverse 2. He's still using number 3 as the reference. And female, can you see? So you want to see as you are going up the ladder of the socioeconomic class. If you look at it now, it's even saying it here also that the male, it has made the female as the reference also and male. So male, as you are going up, you are not like the female are less likely to be in higher socioeconomic class. Can you see?
No, can't appreciate this.
You cannot appreciate it.
No.
The estimate, the only thing
the parameter is set to 0 because it is redundant. Yes.
No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing did in multinomial, and this one is not a big problem. It's not a big problem. Even with chi-square now, it's not even significant. But if you look at it, what I'm even looking for is that it doesn't give, because it's linearity, it didn't give odd ratio. The estimate given here, they are the coefficient. It's not odd ratio. Unless if it's the odd, it cannot be the odd ratio. -1. Well, the estimate can be odd ratio. I think okay, you know what to do. Let's do it now. Let's put May. Put May. We do it and put May. Let me see. Are we together?
Yes.
I say, go and
Did you
redo it.
repeat?
Where is she?
I'm here. I can hear. Sorry, you went off. I stopped hearing you. Okay.
Analyze.
Redo it. You redo it to use
Reduce and
male
put,
rather than
let's use male
female.
dummy. Redo
Okay,
it and
okay,
use
okay.
male dummy.
Okay.
So
Okay,
what
sorry.
the estimate put there is the odd ratio, not the B. It's not the B. Remove female and put male dummy. Just scroll down.
Down.
You will see now.
This parameter.
Now,
Yeah.
this one is still say, if you look at this result now, he said that male is 0, male 1 is 0. So he's using as reference. So he's trying to look at how many times as you are going high, the female is likely to have higher class.
I don't understand this thing.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
So male dummy 1.
The
But
only
that's 0 means it is female.
I understand male dummy 1 is male. Male dummy equals to 0
is female.
So, yes, I understand those ones.
Is the female. Now, look at this class 1.
The estimate for the male dummy is 0.
Oh. Yeah. So I said the estimate for the male dummy
is 0.
No, what the male dummy?
The estimate for the male dummy 1 is 0.
No, it's not. Where he's telling you is that he's using as reference. Whenever male is using as reference, that's why I just put 0 there. He's using as reference, just leave the estimate. Then using this, this is the female. You get the picture now. Now, what he's just telling us here is that he's trying to look at, this class 1, compare the probability of moving from, moving from class 3 up to class 1, because class 1 here is the reverse.
Third class.
No, class 1, no. In our reverse, number 1 is the lowest class. So number 1 is the lowest class.
-3.
No, number 1 is the lowest class. Yes.
Okay.
Number 2 is the second class. Yes. Are we together?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes. That's true.
Yeah.
So he's trying to the probability. This male dummy 0 is the
third class.
The female is 0. Can you see now? This dummy, male dummy, somebody is making noise somewhere. Who is making noise somewhere? Somebody is making noise. So
we're not hearing noise, though.
No, somebody is background. Somebody is making. No, it has stopped now. Okay, we'll soon stop now. This is tonight. Now, are you trying to do something? Remove this. Okay, is it me that? Okay, it's me that did it.
Male dummy.
Wait you.
Male dummy.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So now what we are seeing here is that if you look at moving, where he's talking about threshold now, that is moving from 1, then moving 2. So you can see that we don't have much female in we have more less female in third class, which is number 1 here. Third class, which is number 1
equals to 0.
So here, second class, moving from this to this place, you can see that we have more female.
No, so you know that we can. You know your pointer is for your what that is. You might be using your pointer, but we can't see it on our own end. So you can just say, okay, you said moving from here to
wait, just wait. Just wait. Can you see this one? Can you see this? Can you see biro?
No, we can't see. No.
Just wait.
Hello.
I'm coming. I'm trying to.
Okay.
No, this. Okay, let me just. Can you see one arrow like this? Can you see one arrow?
I can't see any arrow.
Okay. You know what? You use stop sharing.
Output table. What
The output table now
is the output table here?
Okay, you know what you do. Let's even leave this ordinal logistics for some time, because actually is not part of what we even plan to cover now. So it's because when the prof raised the issue, me, I just, since we have a data, because the data is not fully prepared for it, but I just feel that since we have the data that have up to 3 categories and it's order. No, I use for multinomial. Then when you talk about order, since it's a order data also, that's why later we'll talk about it bit by bit, because sometimes so that it doesn't confuse what we are. Because the logic, to be sincere with you also,
we have learned
and the logic behind it also is different from the other one slightly, even though it's the same logic. Maybe there's some background information we've seen it.
Slightly.
We put there before we can fully. So let's look at what. You can stop sharing. Stop sharing, we'll go.
It's not sharing again.
I say stop sharing. Okay, you have stopped sharing. Okay.
She has stopped.
Okay, yeah, it's true. Yes, let me just. Any question?
There's a question that Prof asked. I think
That
I'm
what?
even interested in the answer.
What is it?
Okay, if you just want to answer.
That was what wanted us to do that in years now.
Okay.
That was what. Yes.
Hello?
That becomes neologistic. Why don't we just limit to what we have so we don't jumble too many things?
Yes.
Okay.
The discriminant.
So I said, let's not jumble too many things. Yeah.
Prof, Dr. Dro knows, community health. They expect us to have an idea of statistics.
No.
I was just asking you.
Listen, what I'm saying, you can go and search for it, but
that's what I'm saying now.
Okay.
But what I can say about that is, I said it before. I said that you can use whenever you have 2 categorical outcome, like do binary. You wanted to use binary outcome, and if all the exposure predictors are continuous, it's better to use discriminant analysis. But in discriminant analysis, you are dealing with group rather than one variable as the predictor. You are dealing with a class of variable, group of variable as predictor. You understand me now? So most of the times, for you to be able to understand it, I try to start with the science so that you understand the basis of it, the logic behind it. So don't worry, it's something that well, if we don't even have lecture, I can write something on it, put it on the side as part of our module. Because the issue there, what I said before, I think I can, let me